Hello everyone. First of all, I would like to wish all of you a happy Losar Tashidele. Here's praying and hoping that the coming year of the ox will be a year that is filled with happiness, prosperity, and let us hope for a return to normalcy. For those of you who also celebrate Valentine's Day, I wish all of you a happy Valentine's Day filled with all the love you deserve. And for my fellow Bhutanese, and for those of you who have a personal connection or devotion to the man known as Pema Lingpa, I wish all of you a happy Pema Lingpa Day. This year's Pema Lingpa Day, only the second officially recognized Pema Lingpa Day in history, is a very, very special one because it happens to be also the 500th anniversary of Pema Lingpa. How often do we get to celebrate the 500th anniversary of a person? I guess every 1,000 years. So this is really a even to say once in a lifetime moment is an understatement. So this year's Pema Lingpa Day is very, very special. And I think many of you know I'm a big Pema Lingpa fanatic, but nonetheless, please bear through this video. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Pema Lingpa and what we are hoping to achieve this year. When we look at Pema Lingpa, I cannot state how instrumental he was, not only in Vajrayana Buddhism, but in Bhutan as a country, as a society. When you look back at 500 years ago, what was going on in the world, just imagine Pema Lingpa came before Galileo, before Leonardo da Vinci even painted the Mona Lisa. He came at an era when the Renaissance was just starting across Europe. So at a time when the world still believed that the earth was flat, we still believed that the earth was the center of the universe. And at a time like that, 500 years ago, Bhutan produced a being who left behind 21 volumes of teaching. And these are just not random writings, these 21 volumes all contain numerous, countless, precious teachings that are all a roadmap to enlightenment. He left behind so many precious teachings that takes us from where we are and takes us straight into Buddhahood. I think it is just, for me, mind-boggling that when the rest of the world, how they were 500 years ago, we as a land, as a culture, as a society in Bhutan, we produced a being like Pema Lingpa. It's just so amazing. So I think if any of you get the opportunity, I really request you to please go through Pema Lingpa's teachings, read the biographies, read what he's left behind. It is just so amazing. And I always say that all of Pema Lingpa's treasure teachings, like the Lama Norbu Chamso, like the Kunzang Gongdu, like the Thubje Chempo, these are not just treasure teachings for the Vajrayana Buddhists. These are the inheritance of us Bhutanese. So please do check them out. Secondly, what I wanted to touch upon was this year being the 500th year. As many of you know, I was working last year to rebuild Paribrang, which is the birthplace of Pema Lingpa. Of course, the Pema Lingpa lineage has been thriving, has been kept relevant for 500 years because of the hard work, because of the wisdom, because of the compassion of the great lineages and the great masters of the Pema Lingpa lineage, like the Sungchurs, like the Kante Tukus, like the Tukses, Peling Tukses, and of course also other lineages who also did their part to keep this lineage relevant, like the previous Tujum Rinpoche and like Dzongsa Jana Khyentse Rinpoche. So they have kept it relevant and kept it alive till now. But nonetheless, I thought that rebuilding the birthplace, the Churten that represented his birth, would be like a symbolic rebirth of the lineage, of the teaching, of the tradition in Bhutan. And what's so beautiful is that in the Pema Katham, in the biography of Guru Rinpoche predicts the coming of 1,000 minor Tirthans, 100 major Tirthans, and 5 king Tirthans. And of course, Pema Lingpa is a king Tirthan. So for every Tirthan, Guru Rinpoche always leaves behind some sort of prediction. And these predictions he usually says when there is famine, when there is war, when there is great suffering, and to help that time of great suffering arises the Tirthan. So I thought that it was very symbolic that when the world was going through the COVID crisis, the pandemic, there was almost like this symbolic rebirth of Pema Lingpa with Paribram, but also coinciding with the 500th anniversary. Of course, the rising of Baribrang, like I've always said, is only been possible because of the collective effort of Bhutanese all over the world, to the college students, to the high school students who contributed money, to the villages, to the monastic community who all came together to physically rebuild this place. And this is really, I think, a celebration of the Bhutanese togetherness, to come together, to work together for one goal. So for me, I really felt that Baribrang was like the symbolic rebirth happening at the 500th anniversary at a great time of crisis. So I think that's important to mention. The other thing is, for me, I personally believe that even after 500 years, Pema Lingpa is still with us. I've always said that when we talk about Bhutan, it is the existence, it is the teachings of Pema Lingpa that has, that laid the foundations, that created the political, cultural, linguistic, and spiritual independence of Bhutan. So that is so important for all Bhutanese to know. But still, what I'm saying is, after 500 years, we Bhutanese should know that Pema Lingpa still is with us. He might have passed on, he might be now dwelling in Zangtopelri, but he is still with us at this time, and he is with us through his teachings, through his practices that he has left behind. And basically, this year being the 500th anniversary, we had planned many different activities to honor and to celebrate Pema Lingpa's teachings and his legacy. So we would like to use this opportunity to share with you some of these activities that we had planned. Because of COVID, of course, all these are, being planned with a lot of caution, but tentatively. First is that the Baribrang Churten will be officially inaugurated sometime this year, and it will be presided over by the different Rinpoches associated with the Pema Lingpa lineage. And I would like to use this opportunity to invite all of you, those of you who haven't been to Baribrang, those of you who have helped us rebuild Baribrang, please look for updates for the inauguration. We hope all of you will be able to join us. The second is that we are now working on printing the Pema Lingpa Namthal, which had been compiled and arranged by Dr. Karma Punso. These are being published in mass so that this year we can distribute them to all the schools of Bhutan. And the third is actually what I'm very excited about, and that is that this year we will be starting a festival. So as I was saying earlier, Pema Lingpa might have passed away, but he lives on in the heart of every Bhutanese through his practices and through his teachings. So we will have a 4-day festival where we celebrate his teachings and his practices. And this festival is being called the Peling Lochhe. And as the name suggests, it's an annual festival, a 4-day festival. And I hope this is the page that will share updates, not only on the Lochhe, but everything to do with Pema Lingpa. I hope you all will follow this and keep updated with our activities. And even our logo, I have to thank our dear friends, the talented artist Tui, and my friends over at Little Giant Studios for helping us design this logo. This logo has the elements of fire and water coming together. Of course, the elements fire and water represent the Dakinis, but also they represent the extremes. But they also represent Mebartso, the fire-burning lake, where Pema Lingpa became the 3rd Pema Lingpa. And out of this fire and water is born the sword, and the sword, of course, is representing Pema Lingpa, because he was a blacksmith. And then on the sword, Pema Lingpa was known to be someone who performed a lot of miracles. Like, one of his most common miracles was he would leave his fingerprints on swords. So likewise, the sword on our logo has a fingerprint, and this fingerprint has been carefully put together by taking the fingerprints of different masters of the past who have played a role in keeping Pema Lingpa's legacy alive. And we have combined these fingerprints on Photoshop, and we have laid it on the sword. So this will be our logo moving forward. And to tell you a little bit about the Peling Lochod, it will be a festival that will happen every year, a 4-day festival, and it will be the coming together of not only the monastic community, but also the lay people. I have to stress this, that since the time of the Buddha, the propagation of the Dharma has come from two sides. One is the monastic community, but one is also the lay community. So, we feel that the lay community must come together to help the monastic community with this Peling Lochod. The Lochod will be a prayer. You could even think of it as a molam, a Peling molam, done annually for the benefit of our kings, our country, and all our citizens. So on the first day of the Peling Lochod, what we will have is we will have one day entirely dedicated to offerings to the protectors. And particularly in this festival, we will be doing offerings to the Maningombo, which is not only the chief protector of the Peling lineage, but also of Bhutan. On the second day, we will do the Shitro, the gathering of the wrathful and peaceful deities of the Kunzang Gongdu, and this will be done for all the Bhutanese who, our loved ones, our friends, our families who passed away in the previous year. So it will be like a nationwide prayer for those who passed away. Then on the third day, we will have the most precious treasure teaching of Pema Lingpa, which is the Ladrup, so the Lama Nurbujalso. And then on the fourth day, keeping it as good tendril, we will finish off with the Tsepame, Tsewang, long life blessing for everyone who can attend. We will keep you all updated through this page on when this Peling Lhechhe will be. But I think it's important to know that it's just not prayers and offerings. It will be 4 days where we as a country will celebrate the Pema Lingpa lineage. And this, of course, we are bringing together monasteries, monks, nuns, yogis, all the way from eastern Bhutan, from Dramitse, from Bumtang, Tamjing, Kyenchusum Lawang, Nimalung, in Sha, Pogona, and in Gangte, and then in Paro we have the Hepu monastery. So all these monasteries coming together as one to celebrate, and it will also have, for example, a lot of the young creative people of Bhutan, creating things. I've heard that there are people who are making an animation on Pema Lingpa, people who are directing theatre pieces on Pema Lingpa, people who are making music tracks dedicated to Pema Lingpa's prayers. So all this will happen along the 4 days, I hope. Also, Dzongsa Khyentse Rinpoche has agreed on this Peling Lhechhe to give a teaching on the Mahaguru Melam, which is again another amazing treasure teaching of Pema Lingpa. The Mahaguru Melam was, of course, the aspiration prayer of Hishitsoja, as she was saying her farewell to Guru Rinpoche the last time. So in a very, crude way, I could say it is one of the most profound love letters ever written. So this is what I wanted to share today. I hope we all can come together to honor Pema Lingpa on today, on his anniversary, but throughout this year, throughout his 500th year. Also, please check out for updates on this page. We will be posting different messages from different individuals who are associated and connected with the Pema Lingpa lineage. Anyway, I thank you for your time today, and please stay safe, and hopefully we can return to normalcy very soon. Thank you.